Welcome to the world where K-pop royalty meets unimaginable filial piety. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. We are living in 2026, a timeline where the name BTS isn't just a bandit, is a living, breathing global economy. After conquering the Billboard charts, surviving the grueling military enlistment era, and returning as the undisputed kings of 21st century pop culture, the Bangtan Boys have accumulated wealth that most of us can't even begin to comprehend. But here is the burning question that keeps the internet awake at night. When you literally have the world at your fingertips, what do you give to the people who started it all? We are talking about their parents, the silent heroes, the pillars of strength, and the original army behind the 7 legends. Tonight, we aren't just looking at flashy price tags. We are diving deep into the emotional tear-jerking and absolutely jaw-dropping gestures of gratitude that define filial piety in the modern age. From custom-made luxury fleets that scream sophistication to architectural marvels that reshape entire skylines, these gifts are more than just objects. They are love letters written in endless zeros. Which member decided to purchase a quiet, sprawling sanctuary far away from the paparazzi? Who went ahead and secured a legacy business empire for their family? And the ultimate mystery on everyone's lips, exactly who is the member sitting at number 2? The dutiful son who casually dropped a staggering $5 million on a commercial building in the heart of Seoul's most exclusive district. Is it the leader, the golden magnate, or perhaps the visual djinn? Prepare your hearts and your calculators, because the scale of these gifts will leave you questioning reality while shedding a tear. Buckle up, Army, because we are about to count down the top 7 most expensive gifts BTS members gave their parents in 2026. Number 7. RM Kim Namjoon, the curator's quiet sanctuary, a legacy of silence inherited. We kick off this prestigious list with the leader, the philosopher, and the art patron of the century, Kim Namjoon, better known to the world as RM now. You might be expecting a supercar or a diamond-encrusted watch, but if you know Namjoon, you know his soul operates on a different frequency, one that values timelessness over trends and silence over noise. In 2026, RM has fully cemented his status not just as a K-pop idol, but as a global cultural icon and a serious art collector whose influence can shift the entire Korean art market with a single Instagram post. For his parents, he didn't just buy a house, he curated an experience, a sanctuary that bridges the gap between a home and a museum. Situated in the quiet, mist-covered outskirts of his hometown, Ilson, a place that holds the deep nostalgia of his Lake Park days, RM purchased a sprawling plot of land hidden away from the prying eyes of the public. But he didn't stop there. He commissioned a renowned architect, rumored to be a disciple of the legendary Todo Ando, to construct a private meditation gallery and tea house strictly for his parents' retirement. This isn't just for walls and a roof. It is a masterpiece of concrete, glass, and wood that breathes with the surrounding nature. The structure alone is estimated to have cost around $1.8 million, but the true value lies inside. We are talking about a space designed specifically to house a rotating collection of dance equa, Korean monochrome painting which Namjoon has been passionately collecting for over a decade. Imagine walking into a living room that feels more like the National Museum of Modern and Contemporary Art, where the morning light hits a genuine moon jar, Dalhangari sitting on a pedestal made of centuries-old pine. In 2026, the market for these jars has skyrocketed, and Namjoon gifted his mother a pristine 18th century porcelain piece that symbolizes abundance and humility, a vessel that looks like the full moon. The edutainment value here is staggering because this gift teaches us about the RM effect on the art world. Whatever he touches turns to gold, yet he gifts it to his parents to keep them grounded. The narrative takes a deeply emotional turn when you consider the backstory. We all know the stories of Namjoon hiding his lyric papers to study, the tension between his academic potential and his musical dreams. This sanctuary is his way of saying, thank you for letting me choose this path. And here is the peace you deserve after years of worrying about your son. The building features a dedicated library, Namjooning's zone filled with first edition books on philosophy and art, curated personally by him for his father. The floors are made of warm, untreated wood that smells of the forest, designed to age gracefully alongside his parents. It is reported that during the Lunar New Year of 2026, when he handed over the keys, there were no cameras, no press releases, just a quiet walk through the empty halls where the only sound was the wind rusting through the bamboo grove he had planted in the courtyard. This gift lands at number 7 not because it is the cheapest, far from it. With the art included, the value easily surpasses $2.5 million. But because compared to the real estate wars we will see later in this list, this was a project of passion rather than pure commercial asset accumulation. It is a place for his parents to escape the heavy title of being BTS's parents and just be themselves. It represents a maturity that only 2026 Namjoon could possess. He didn't give them luxury brand logos. He gave them a legacy. He gave them a slice of Korean history. He gave them a place where time stops. Can you imagine the pride his father must feel? Sitting in that custom-built tea room, looking out at the mountains, realizing that his son didn't just conquer the world, but he learned to appreciate the quiet earth beneath it. This gift is a masterclass in software over hardware, focusing on the quality of life and mental peace rather than just glitz. It sets a high, sophisticated bar for our list. If the leader of the biggest boy band in the world starts the countdown with a private museum home, what on earth have the other members done? The scale is only going to get bigger, the price tag's heavier, and the gestures more dramatic. Are you ready to see who surpasses this poetic masterpiece? Number 6. Suga Min Yoongi, the Emperor's Return to Daegu, a fortress of healing and heritage. Moving up the ladder of filial piety, we arrive at the man who famously claimed he wanted to be a rock in his next life. But in this life, he is the rock for his family. We are talking about the genius producer, the rap god, the one and only Suga, or Min Yoongi. If RM's gift was about intellectual peace, Suga's gift in 2026 is about absolute physical security and reclaiming his roots with a swagger that only the August D persona can pull off. We traveled down south to the heart of Daegu, the city that raised him, the birthplace of his grit and hunger. For years, fans knew Yoongi had opened a restaurant for his family, but 2026 called for an upgrade that matched his legendary status. Number 6 on our list is a massive, custom-designed neo-Hanok wellness estate located at the foothills of Palgongsan Mountain, a site known for its spiritual energy and breathtaking autumn foliage. This isn't just a house, it is a fortress of solitude and healing, valued at a cool $3.2 million. Why is this specific gift so significant? You have to understand the edutainment context of 2026 Korean real estate trends. The neo-Hanok is the ultimate status symbol for the ultra-wealthy, combining the traditional aesthetic of Korean architecture, curved tiled roofs, wooden beams, and open courtyards with state-of-the-art smart home technology. Yoongi, with his deep respect for Korean culture, often showcased in his music videos like Ditch Tweeter, brought that cinematic grandeur to his parents' doorstep. The estate spans over 1,500 square meters of land and features a main residence, a guest wing for when the other members visit, and most shockingly, a private rehabilitation and spa center built directly into the property. We know the history here. We know the pain. We remember the shoulder surgery, the years of chronic pain, the delivery boy accident that haunted his trainee days. This gift is a direct emotional response to those traumas. Yoongi wanted to ensure that his parents, now aging, would never know physical discomfort. The floors are equipped with cutting-edge biometric sensors that monitor gait and temperature, automatically adjusting the ambient heat to soothe. Joint painter technology that was just a prototype in 2024 but is a luxury standard in 2026. The narration gets intense when you realize the layout of the estate mimics the royal palaces of the Joseon dynasty, yet it is filled with the warmth of a Daegu family home. There is a dedicated acoustically treated media room where his parents can watch every BTS concert in IMAX quality without leaving their sofa. But the detail that will make you cry is the kitchen. It is an industrial-grade chef's paradise, not because his parents are professional chefs, but because Yoongi knows his mother loves to cook for people. He wanted to give her a space where she could feed the whole extended family without lifting a heavy pot. Thanks to automated pantry system. The landscaping is another marvel. He imported specific pine trees that are resistant to pests and require minimal maintenance, symbolizing his wish for their longevity. Locals in Daegu whisper that when the construction began, they thought a new government museum was being built because of the sheer scale of the security walls designed to give his parents the one thing fame stole from them: privacy. In a touching interview snippet from early 2026, Yoongi jokingly mentioned that he spent more time reviewing the blueprints for this house than he did on his last album. That is the level of dedication we are dealing with. He didn't just write a check, he engineered a lifestyle. The estate also includes a Suga corner, a small sun-drenched studio with a grand piano, not for him, but for his father, encouraging him to pick up new hobbies in his retirement. This gift lands at number 6 because it represents the ultimate glow-up. From the boy who had to choose between eating noodles or taking the bus, to the man who buys a mountain retreat that preserves his family's health and history, Min Yoongi has proven that his tongue technology is matched only by his heart's generosity. It is a stunning display of wealth, yes, but more importantly, it is a fortress built on the foundation of "I made it, so you can rest." The visuals of this estate are breathtaking. Imagine snow falling on the traditional black roof tiles, while the interior glows with warm, golden light, and his parents sit inside, safe, warm, and protected by their son's hard work. It is the ending to a movie we have been watching for 13 years. But if a $3.2 million fortress is only number 6, what kind of astronomical spending are we about to witness next? The numbers are climbing, the stakes are getting higher, and the gifts are becoming more extravagant. Who is next? Number 5. J-Hope, Jung Ho-seok, the Sunshine's commercial empire in Seongsu, a monument to family ambition and style. We are leaving the quiet, misty mountains of Daegu and rocketing straight back into the pulsating heart of Seoul's most electric district. If RM gave peace and Suga gave security, the member at number 5 has decided to give his parents something even more dynamic, a legacy of power, style, and endless potential. We are talking about the man who is the literal son of the group, the dance commander, J-Hope. In 2026, Jung Ho-seok isn't just a global superstar. He is a fashion mogul, a trendsetter whose silhouette is recognized from Paris to Milan. But for his parents, he didn't just buy a place to sleep, he bought them a future. Welcome to Seongsu-dong, often called the Brooklyn of Seoul, a neighborhood that has transformed from gritty factory blocks to the epicenter of luxury and youth culture. Right here, on a corner lot that real estate agents would kill for, J-Hope purchased and completely renovated a 5-story commercial and residential complex, gifting the deed directly to his parents. The value, a staggering $4.1 million, and that is before the custom renovations. This isn't just a building, it is the Hope headquarters. Let's dive into the edutainment value of this specific location because it is genius. In 2026, Seongsu is where the money is. By buying here, Hobie has secured a generational asset that appreciates while we sleep. The building is a stunning architectural blend of the old and the new, preserving the original red brick facade of the 1970s factory style and are in the history of the diligent Korean working class, much like his own father's work ethic, but fused with avant-garde glass structures that jut out like crystals. This gift is the ground floor houses a high-end specialty coffee roastery, a dream project for his father who developed a passion for barista skills during Hobie's military service. Imagine the scene. Papa Jung, wearing a custom apron, serving coffee to fans who traveled from Brazil and Germany, beaming with pride not because of the money, but because his son gave him a hobby and a social hub. The second and third floors are dedicated office spaces for the family's fashion business. Meiju will run by his sister, creating a true family empire where his parents can oversee operations as chairpersons. This is where the emotional narrative hits hard. J-Hope has always been the bridge between the rap line and vocal line, the bridge between BTS and the fans. Now, he is the bridge for his family's success. He didn't just hand them cash. He built them a throne in the center of the industry. The top 2 floors are a private penthouse residence for his parents, designed by a top French interior designer who J-Hope befriended during Paris Fashion Week. The interior is a sensory explosion of Hobie-core vibrant pops of color, Murakami art pieces on the walls, and a massive core sculpture standing guard in the living room. But amidst the pop art, there are deeply traditional touches. The rooftop garden is a private oasis overlooking the Han River and the Seoul forest, planted with Gwangju native flowers to remind them of home. It's reported that Hobie spent an extra $500,000 just on the soundproofing of the residence, so that despite being in the busiest part of town, his parents hear absolutely nothing but the wind. The on-the-spot detail that will give you goosebumps? The elevator buttons. They are custom-made from recycled vinyl records of J-Hope's first mixtape, Hope World. Every time his parents go up to their home, they literally press on his music, the very thing that paid for the roof over their heads. This gift lands at number 5 because it combines residential luxury with aggressive commercial value. It is a gift that keeps on earning. A smart investment that turns his parents into landlords of the hottest property in town. It reflects J-Hope's personality perfectly. Bright, loud, successful, and deeply connected to his family unit. He didn't want his parents to retire and fade away. He wanted them to be in the mix, to feel young, to be part of the vibrant energy of 2026 Seoul. When the building opened, J-Hope held a private ribbon-cutting ceremony where he cried, not out of sadness, but because he remembered the days he took a bus from Gwangju to Seoul with nothing but a dream. Now, he owns a piece of Seoul's soul. The building stands as a beacon of the Gwangju pride, a physical manifestation of the joy and energy he brings to the world. It is a loud, colorful, and incredibly expensive shout of "I love you" that can be seen from blocks away. If the sunshine of BTS is dropping over $4 million on a commercial empire, we are entering dangerous territory now. The numbers are getting scary. Who could possibly top this blend of business and pleasure? Who is sitting at number 4 with a gift that might just break the internet? Number 4, Jimin, the Angel's Coastal Paradise, a resort of dreams and memories. We are leaving the concrete jungle of Seoul and heading straight to the coast, following the scent of the salty ocean breeze to the city that birthed the legend. If J-Hope conquered the trendy streets of Seongsu, the member at number 4 has decided to conquer the horizon itself. We are talking about the Prince of Busan, the man with the voice of an angel and the heart of a philanthropist, Park Jimin. In 2026, Jimin represents the epitome of elegance and grace, and for his parents, he didn't just buy a property, he bought a landmark. Standing proudly on the exclusive cliffs of overlooking the endless blue of the East Sea, is a sprawling, custom-built boutique hotel and private residence valued at a breathtaking $4.8 million. This is not just a home. It is a masterpiece of modern architecture that mirrors Jimin's own artistic identity, fluid, beautiful, and breathtaking. The edutainment angle here is fascinating because it highlights the post-2030 vision of Busan as a global luxury destination, a vision Jimin is actively shaping. The property, named Serendipity Cliff, was designed by a world-famous architect known for creating harmony between structure and sea. The design features floor-to-ceiling curved glass walls that offer a 270-degree view of the ocean, ensuring his parents wake up to the sunrise every single day. A poetic nod to the new day they gave him when they supported his dreams of becoming a dancer. But the real magic lies in the details. We know how much Jimin loves and respects his father's business acumen with the Magnate Cafe. This gift acts as the ultimate expansion of that legacy. The ground and first floors are dedicated to a new, ultra-exclusive flagship location for his father's brand. A space that has already become a pilgrimage site for Army worldwide, yet designed with such clever acoustics and private entrances that the residential floors above remain a silent fortress. The residence itself occupies the top 3 levels, featuring a private infinity pool that seems to drop directly into the ocean, a feature that cost over $400,000 to engineer due to the cliffside terrain. The interior is draped in white marble and warm oak, reflecting Jimin's duality of coolness and warmth. But here is the part that will tug at your heartstrings. Jimin built a memory hall within the house, a private gallery displaying every letter his parents ever wrote him during his trainee days and military service. Framed like priceless art, it's a physical reminder that their love is the most expensive thing in the building. The property also includes a state-of-the-art rehabilitation gym, similar to Suga's, but focused on hydrotherapy, allowing his parents to stay active with low-impact water exercises, a thoughtful touch from a son who knows the physical toll of aging. Local reports suggest that when Jimin handed over the deed, it wasn't in a lawyer's office, but during a private family dinner on the terrace under the full moon. He reportedly told his father, "You protected my dreams when I was small. Now let me protect your rest." The sheer scale of this gift is mind-boggling. We are talking about land value in Gyeong that has tripled in the last 5 years, making this an incredibly savvy investment. But for Jimin, it wasn't about the ROI. It was about giving his parents the ocean. He wanted them to have the freedom of the sea, the vastness of the view, and the luxury of time. The serendipity garden surrounding the property is filled with rare flowers that bloom in purple and yellow, creating a year-round spectacle of color. This gift sits at number 4 because it transcends the concept of a house. It is a commercial hub, a luxury resort, and a family sanctuary all rolled into one. It shows a level of maturity and business intelligence that proves Jimin is not just a performer, but a powerful provider. He has effectively secured his family's financial future for generations to come, while giving them a paradise to live in today. If the Prince of Busan is dropping nearly $5 million on a coastal palace, we are inching closer to the top. The gifts are becoming monumental. The gestures are becoming historic. Who could possibly outdo a private oceanfront resort? Who is sitting in the top 3? The air is getting thinner. The price tags are getting heavier. And the next member is about to reveal a gift that is nothing short of legendary. Number 3, Kim Taehyung, the virtuoso's vintage chateau, a symphony of golf and nature. Enter the world of the man whose voice is as deep as the ocean and whose taste is as refined as a vintage wine. The one and only V, Kim Tae. In 2026, Taehyung is not just an idol, he is a cultural phenomenon, a muse for high fashion houses, and a connoisseur of the finer things in life. But for number 3, he stripped away the Gucci and the Celine to return to his roots. Quite literally, we traveled to the lush, green heart of Gyeong, the region where he spent his childhood with his grandmother, the place that holds the winter bear memories of his soul. Here, sprawling across a colossal plot of land that was once 3 separate farms, V has constructed the Vante Royal Estate, a gift for his parents that is valued at a jaw-dropping $4.95 million. This brings us agonizingly close to the $5 million mark, securing his spot in the top 3. And why this specific design? The edutainment value here is a lesson in chaebol-style leisure. In 2026, the ultimate luxury in Korea is not just owning a house, but owning a private golf course. We know that Taehyung and his father share a deep, profound bond over golf. It is their language of love, their way of communicating. So Taehyung didn't just buy a house with a backyard, he terraformed the landscape to include a professional-grade private 9-hole magnificent golf course designed by a legendary course architect from Scotland. Imagine the scene, pristine emerald fairways that ripple like velvet, sand traps filled with imported white silica, and a backdrop of misty Korean mountains. This is where his father, the man who taught him how to be a gentleman, can now spend his retirement perfecting his swing in absolute privacy. But the golf course is just a garden. The centerpiece of the estate is a breathtaking mansion modeled after a 19th century French chateau. Reflecting V's obsession with European aesthetics and jazz culture, the structure is built from imported limestone that glows warm in the sunset, featuring ivy-covered walls that make it look like it has stood there for 100 years. This is the classic V touch. He hates things that look too new or sterile. Inside the house is a museum of warmth. The living room features a custom-built wood-burning fireplace made of stone, large enough to stand in, echoing the rustic vibes of his childhood but elevated to royal standards. There's a dedicated jazz lounge for his father, equipped with a vintage jukebox from the 1950s that V restored himself. and a Steinway piano where they can jam together. But the detail that sends the emotional meter through the roof is the strawberry glass house. We all know the story. If he wasn't in BTS, he might have been a farmer. To honor that alternate timeline and his family's history, he built a automated smart farm greenhouse on the estate, where his parents can grow the famous Jiaoshang strawberries year-round without the back-breaking labor of traditional farming. It is a fusion of his global success and his humble beginnings. The estate also features a Cinema Paradiso, a private theater designed to look like an old-school movie house with red velvet seats, where they can watch classic film. The garage is another spectacle, housing a small fleet of classic cars that V has collected and gifted to his dad, including a vintage Mustang that screams freedom. When the neighbors in Jiaoshang saw the construction, they thought a European duke was moving in. The reality was even better. The grandson of a farmer had returned as a king to crown his parents. Reports say that on the day of the reveal, Taehyung drove his parents through the massive iron gates, parked on the first tee of the private course, handed his dad a custom gold-plated golf club, and said, "Dad, the tea time is whenever you want, forever." This gift lands at number 3 because of the sheer vastness of the land and the specificity of the love. It isn't just a building. It is a world tailored to his father's hobbies and his mother's comfort. It is a place where the inner child meets the grown man. It is romantic, it is extravagant, and it is undeniably a nearly $5 million sanctuary of golf, jazz, and strawberries. It is a dream realized. But ladies and gentlemen, hold on to your seats. We have 2 members left. The price tag is about to cross the $5 million threshold. The scale is about to become incomprehensible. Who is the member at number 2 who bought the building that has everyone talking? And who sits on the Iron Throne at number 1? The finale is approaching. Number 2, Kim Seok-shin, the Moon's Gangnam skyscraper, a monument of eternal youth and success. We have reached the runner-up spot, and it is none other than the Mahjong, the reliable eldest brother, the visual god who ages backwards, Jin. If you know Kim Seo-jin, you know his story is one of the most relatable yet heartbreaking narratives in K-pop history. We all remember the tale he told during the Wings era, how his mother would listen to her friends bragging about their successful sons, and she would stay silent. Jin made a vow then and there to be a son she could boast about to the entire universe. Well, in 2026, he hasn't just fulfilled that vow, he has obliterated it. Jin lands at number 2 because he purchased a pristine 8-story commercial building located on the illustrious Dosendero in Cheongjeom-dong, the absolute Beverly Hills of Seoul. The price tag, a staggering $5.2 million. This isn't a retreat, this is a powerhouse ass. The building, christened the Jin Tower by fans though officially named Moonrise Plaza, is a masterclass in modern commercial architecture. The facade is wrapped in a special iridescent glass imported from Germany that changes color slightly with the position of the sun, silver in the morning, soft pink in the afternoon, and a deep purple at twilight, mimicking the phases of the moon. This edutainment detail is crucial. In the 2026 Korean real estate market, owning a small to medium commercial building in Gangnam is the ultimate endgame for investors, offering both capital appreciation and massive rental yield. Jin didn't just give his parents a place to live, he gave them a corporation. The building is fully tenanted with high-end clientele, a luxury dermatology clinic on floors 2 and 3, a private Pilates studio on floor 4, and a Michelin-starred omakase restaurant on the ground floor. This means his parents are now collecting tens of thousands of dollars in passive income every single month. But the emotional core of this gift lies in the top 2 floors. Jin converted the 7th and 8th floors into a private, double-stored penthouse for his parents that rivals the finest hotels in Dubai. The interior design is Jin's ability at its peak, luxurious, but filled with whimsical, heartwarming touches. The living room features a floor-to-ceiling aquarium, a nod to his love for fishing. Super Tuna plays softly in our minds, filled with exotic fish that require expert care, which he hired a specialist to manage. The kitchen is a chef's dream, equipped with industrial-grade appliances where Jin and his brother can cook family feasts during. We know Jin is a foodie, and he wanted his parents to have the best culinary environment possible. But the detail that makes this narrative documentary-worthy is the trophy room. Unlike a typical display, this room is designed to look like a high-end gaming lounge, complete with top-tier PC setups, yes, for MapleStory and shelves lined not just with awards, but with family photo albums that were digitally restored. It's a space where the worldwide handsome persona drops. And he's just Taehyung, the son who loves games and good food. The penthouse also features a private rooftop garden with a view of Namsan Tower, a symbolic connection to the heart of Seoul. Reports from insiders say that when Jin signed the papers, he didn't do it with a lawyer present, but with his mother right beside him. He reportedly handed her the pen and said, "Ama, you sign it. It's yours." Brag about this. Can you imagine the power of that moment? The son who once felt inadequate compared to others now handing his mother the keys to a skyscraper in the most expensive district in the country? It is the ultimate redemption arc. The value of $5.2 million places him firmly in the number 2 spot, reflecting a gift that is both practically genius and emotionally overwhelming. It secures his family's lineage as part of the Seoul elite. He gave them the moon, and he placed it right on top of Cheong. But here is the terrifying realization. If a $5.2 million commercial tower in Gangnam is only the silver medalist, if owning a literal skyscraper is only number 2, then what in the name of all that is holy sits at number 1? We are left with one member, the Golden Magnet, the man who turns everything he touches into gold. If Jin bought a building, what did Jungkook buy? A planet, an island. The scale is about to break the charts. We are approaching the finale, the crown jewel of filial piety. Are you prepared for the golden reveal? Number 1, Jungkook, the Golden McNay's Hanam Fortress, a global sanctuary of art and love. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the absolute peak of luxury living in South Korea. We are standing in the most exclusive, restricted, and coveted zip code in the entire nation. Hey, specifically the Un-Village, but on a scale that has never been seen before. Number 1 on our list is the Golden Fortress, a custom-built, multi-structure residential compound that Jungkook gifted to his parents in early 2026. The price tag, a mind-numbing, record-breaking $7.7 million. Yes, you heard that right. Nearly $8 million for a single gift. This obliterates the competition and cements Jungkook's status as the ultimate provider. But why is this specific property so valuable? Let's dive into the edutainment facts. In 2026, Hanam is not just a neighborhood. It is a fortress of the elite, following the principles of Basin Imsu Mountain behind, water in front, which is said to bring eternal prosperity. Jungkook didn't just buy a villa. Reports indicate he purchased 2 adjacent luxury properties, demolished the dividing walls, and unified them into one colossal estate that spans over 800 pyong, approx 2,600 square meters of living space. This is a village within a village. The architecture is a stunning example of soft brutalism. Massive, protective concrete walls on the outside to ensure absolute privacy from the world, but opening up internally to lush, tropical gardens that feel like a private rainforest. The estate is divided into 3 wings: the parental wing, the guest wing, and the leisure wing. The parental wing is where the emotional narrative truly shines. Jungkook, knowing his father's incredible artistic talent, which he inherited, built a double-height north-facing art studio with natural skylights, fully stocked with the finest canvases and paints from Italy. It is a space where his father can draw and create without limit. For his mother, he designed a wellness sanctuary that includes a private oxygen chamber and a salt therapy room. Technologies used by top athletes that Jungkook adapted for his parents' health. The interior design is a reflection of Jungkook's eclectic and artistic golden taste. Think polished black marble floors, warm walnut wood ceilings, and purple mood lighting that can be controlled by voice. But the feature that has fans wiping tears is the BAM's Paradise. We know how much Jungkook loves his Doberman. Bam! He dedicated an entire section of the landscaped garden to be a dog agility park. complete with heated grass. Yeah, heated soil technology for winter so that his parents can play with the family dogs year-round without slipping on ice. It is a detail that screams Jungkook, thoughtful, practical, and deeply loving. The leisure wing is essentially a commercial-grade entertainment complex. It features a private cinema with IMAX certified sound because Jungkook loves movies, a high-tech gaming lounge that puts internet cafes to shame, and a cooking studio. We recall the Makuksu viral moments. This kitchen is designed for filming and family cooking battles, equipped with cameras and streaming setups so they can record memories or connect with him when he is on world tours. The garage is a subterranean vault, housing not only luxury sedans for his parents, but also a collection of custom motorcycles that Jungkook keeps there, symbolizing that this house is also his true home, the place he returns to. The security system is military grade, utilizing AI surveillance to ensure that his parents are never bothered by sasaengs or paparazzi, giving them the one luxury he sacrificed, normalcy. In a tear-jerking documentary clip from the Golden Anniversary special, Jungkook was seen giving a toast at the housewarming party. He didn't talk about the price. He talked about the time he borrowed money from his dad to buy snacks as a trainee. He said, "I used to be the burden who took from you. Now, I want to be the foundation that holds you up." The value of $7.7 million is astronomical, but it reflects the sheer magnitude of his success and his desire to give his parents the best life humanly possible. This estate is more than a home. It is a monument to the journey of 7 boys who started with nothing. It is the physical manifestation of the golden era. It represents the pinnacle of success, not just for Jungkook, but for the family that raised him. With a boxing ring in the basement, a swimming pool on the roof, and a view that captures the Han River and Namsan Tower in one panoramic sweep, the Golden Fortress stands unrivaled. It is the most expensive, the most detailed, and the most heartfelt gift on our list. From RM's quiet museum to Jungkook's massive fortress, we have witnessed how BTS honors their roots. They are global icons, billionaires, and legends. But at the end of the day, they are just 7 sons who love their parents. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the true wealth of Bang. Thank you for joining us on this incredible journey of luxury and love. Until next time, keep dreaming, keep working, and maybe one day you too can build a castle for the ones who raised you.